want to speak to a Spurs fan or a Manchester United fan?
I'd like to speak to a Man United fan.
Okay, let's go to Declan, who's a Man U fan, who's at the game and who's also at the protest. Good evening, Declan.
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah, did you hear the comments from your manager there? What did you make about his comments on the captain, Bruno?
I think, Bruno's carrying us at the moment. He's a very good player.
He's been good, isn't
he? Yeah, I think if he was at another club, he could possibly win a Ballon d'Or. Is that a bit strange to say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite at that level, but he is certainly a big player for you, definitely.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, if he was at Real Madrid, he'd be banging goals in, assisting everyone, but it's very poor United side. He stands out quite a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's the sort of the beacon of hope, isn't he, if I was a United fan watching him, because he does come up with some magic time after time.
Sorry, my signal went then. Say that again.
That's what I'm saying. He's the one bit of sort of magic in your team that you look at, and you can rely on him to get you out of trouble a lot.
Yeah, we have that song, Bruno's Magic, and everything like that. He's a very good player. He can do a lot. I think.
I thought it was. I'll tell you what.
Do, though,
go on. The one thing I was going to say.
Carry on.
Your midfield today. Where you got Fernandes and you're thinking, defensively not brilliant, and you had Casemiro and Eriksen. Wow, I've even got a text here saying like the old people's home in the midfield today. But amazingly, they sort of got through it. It didn't really get overrun in that midfield, did they today?
No, they did a good job. I'll give them that. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think Arsenal weren't their best. This season, they've not been the best against us. We've kind of done a good job on them this year.
Yeah.
I think when they beat us at Arsenal the first game of the season, they only scored off 2 corners. We weren't doing too bad at all against them. I think they've been a bit dogged against us, and it shows when Casemiro and Eriksen aren't struggling. It shows that Arsenal aren't the best.
Yeah, no, I think you've got a fair point there, and I think there's a lot of criticism, Arsenal and Arteta in particular, about being a bit too conservative and not throwing a little bit more caution to the wind, but that's another story.
Brilliant, cool, thank you very much. Let's go over to Chris, who's a Spurs fan. He joins us on the show. Evening, Chris.
Hello, mate. Before I start my point, Rich, I want to make a massive shout out to my local lower league team, Southend United. We're in the National League. Now, at the minute, as you boys might well know, only 2 teams get promoted from National League, which I believe is scandalous. It is unjust, unfair and immoral, and that's why the National League are petitioning to have 3 teams go up in that league. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that argument.
So, well, hopefully you and obviously, Majestic will agree there that we need to have 3 teams go up. talkSPORT should back this. No ifs, no buts. Anyway, on to the point about Spurs. I actually would like to say I think we've stabilised a bit now under Ange at the moment.
Stable? We lost last 7 out of 10 Premier League games. That's not stable.
Yeah, but we won the last. We got a point today. We drew the last. We beat.
You've had a stable last 20 minutes.
The thing I would say, though, obviously, as Pardew on your show as a manager, right, being a manager, I just think, to me, is sacking the manager all the time really the right thing to do? Because the thing is, to me, I think looking back at it now, and I bet Daniel Levy privately might even admit this, that really he missed the trick getting rid of Nuno. If you look at Nuno's spirit,
look at his
look what he's doing at Nottingham Forest. Now, if we kept him for a bit longer, perhaps maybe I just think, to me, sometimes, and you got Ben as well, it took the great Sir Alex Ferguson 5 seasons to win a trophy at his first season at United. So
I know what you're saying, Chris, but I just feel with this manager, I'm looking at him when we got, like we said at the start, it was all great. It's laughing, he's hello mate, and all this kind of stuff. When the goings got tough, he's become very back against the wall, and even the energy between him and the fans is like, I backed Ange for a long, long time, and I was with you, Kane. Give him time, let me see. My problem is with this stuff, it's like when there's criticism of him, he can't take it, and I
certainly think there's been times in the media where he's let himself down as well, where he's looked flat, and confrontational.
Yes, that is the word.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't just. I mean, the thing is that you can't just go down and talk to the media, because for all we know, he might have a good rapport with the players and stuff. So
Unfortunately, Chris, from what I know and hear, it's...
No, we're not going down Rumourville. No, we're not going down Rumourville. We're not going down there, Mike. I'm with you. Like, I personally think Ange, we stick with Ange. He gets the Thursday night, and we need to go certainly to the end of the season. And then, we're going to have to see how the cards have all played out. I mean, he spent 100. He was a net spend of 100 million in the summer. I said to you, Madge, I was disappointed in the window. I didn't think you did enough to warrant saying we're going to be a Champions League. We want to win the league, and therefore you was always not. I wouldn't say doomed to foul, but I thought he was always going to have a difficult season.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.